Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rock and Roll Union Streamcast. Hopefully, all you guys are enjoying this amazing, beautiful weather that's been out there. They keep telling us that there's going to be some rain on the forecast, but today was a 10-star day, man. It was just gorgeous. So, hopefully, you guys are out there enjoying the weather. Big shout out to our sponsor, Rosenfeld Dental Associates, located 1095 Inman Avenue in Edison, New Jersey. Go rock your smile with the Rock Doc. David Rosenfeld, nominated one of the best dentists in 2022 and soon to be 2023. Mention Rock and Roll Union when you call them, and they will give you an amazing discount. Guys, a lot of stuff going on. This is the week of the big Rock and Roll Union 5th anniversary bash, guys. It is our 5th year, little bit off our mark as far as the date is concerned. Usually we do February. This year we're doing April. Great show going on at the Union Firehouse this coming Saturday night. We got Carte Blanch, we got Scorpio, and we got the almighty Sick Vicky, man. They're going to be debuting brand new music. We got the brand new Rock and Roll Union t-shirt, guys, up for sale that night. It's going to be a special night that night. We're going to have desserts from Miss K's Cupcakes. And if you guys take a look at the back of the shirt, you will notice all the bands that were part of that. And big shout out to all them guys. That is our 5th anniversary. And it went over so well, we might do it for the 6th. We'll see how that goes. We'll throw some feelers out there. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you want to do a 6th anniversary shirt. Also, something that I've been wanting to do as far as this streamcast is concerned and certain things are concerned. And I just kind of want to give you guys a heads up on where my mind is with rock and roll this current week, what's going on, certain things that are kind of ticking me off. So I'm going to go ahead and go through with this. This is CT's thought of the week. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. We got bands that are acting like immature crybabies, pointing fingers at one another, saying, you said this, you said that. There's that going on. And then there's other like hate mongering going on. And I'm going to put it this way. Rock and roll has always been damn the man. That's what I represent. That's what we do here. We are anti-establishment. We are what rock and roll should be. If you're not talking, if you're not out there hurting somebody, you're not out there like pointing fingers at other people, and you're not out there being an asshole, and you're just trying to love life and do your thing, man, I applaud you. I really celebrate that. And for that, cheers. All y'all guys who know what I'm talking about, have a drink, because rock and roll has been getting kind of dumb lately. So it is my pleasure tonight. We have a kick-ass show. We got Energy. I have a hard time sometimes pronouncing that. Energy with an A, from South Carolina. Kick-ass guys, man. They were on the Rock and Roll Union podcast when we had the audio going. They haven't been here yet. We're going to introduce them to the live video feed. Standing by. And also later on we'll be joined by the Rock and Roll Union Artist of the Month. They will be kicking asses coming Saturday at the Rock and Roll Union Bash. That is Carte Blanch. We'll be talking with them later on in the hour. But it is my pleasure to bring Gabe from Energy from South Carolina to you guys. Gabe, thank you so much for taking some time to hang with us tonight.
Glad I can be here.
Man, we've talked. It's been a long while, but I was telling you before we came on live, I was listening to the 5-hour Energy. How do you pronounce it?
Energy with a short A. Yeah.
So I was listening to that on the way here. Like I was telling you, one of my favorite tracks on that is We're Going to Jail. And I told you I was going to ask you a little bit more about that song. To me, it was a fun song, thinking about, all right, what shit are we getting into tonight? Like, with a group of friends, you know, you're going out to the bars, you're going out hanging out, what's going to happen? But you said there was a lot more going on in that song.
Yeah, so that song was inspired by a lot of stuff. And like I was talking earlier, it's one of my favorite things that we've ever done. because it's the craziest. It's got the most, sound effects and different things, which is a new thing we've tried to do. But in terms of production, but getting into the inspiration behind it. So it is about partly what you're saying, like, hey, we're going to hang out. We're going to get into something crazy tonight. No one knows what's going to happen. But it was inspired by some friends of ours that were like that. Just lived crazy lives. So we're dedicating it to our friend Jesse Crust, who's no longer with us, but he was a crazy son of a bitch, and a cool guy too. And he supported us in the early days. So that song is dedicated to him. We're actually going to play a show in his honor in Atlanta at Star Bar on May 6th.
Nice.
But getting back into it, so our guitarist at one point was actually taken to jail unfairly, and at the time he was not yet a legal citizen, so he was actually put in. He could have been deported. Long story short, and he was put in there with the murderers and the crazy people. Because he had basically no rights in our system, really. And so anyway, he had a crazy experience with that. Also, 2020 was pretty wild, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
So we were actually sitting there in the studio watching all that insanity happen. There were even protests in Charleston. And so we're watching that on live TV as we were recording that whole EP, actually. So it really was something else to be in the studio while we're watching these things unfold. So, yeah, I mean, it definitely, there's a lot behind that song, but the biggest thing is it's making fun of two things. One, it's making fun of, you ever see somebody just get arrested for doing something really fucking stupid?
Oh, yeah.
You see like an article about it. It's about that, and it's also about cops that are just overzealous and will get up on you for about nothing, basically. There's a line in there where I talk about, I think my taillight might be out, you guys, and everyone knows that feeling.
Yep.
Get pulled over, and actually it's just your taillight. So
and it's funny with that taillight situation, because I've had so many friends that got pulled over for a taillight to find out they had a warrant like from 2-3 years ago, and it feels like that taillight is like the precursor to a lot more trouble than what maybe you need at that moment.
Yeah, and that's exactly why we put that in there, is to kind of poke fun at basically the insanity of the modern world when it comes to that.
So we're also talking a little bit about the scene there in South Carolina. I got to admit, here in Jersey, things have kind of shut down because of COVID. I mean, not as far as social distancing is concerned, but we've had some venues that didn't outlast COVID and the effects of COVID and people coming out. And we've had, unfortunately, so many different venues shut down. You said things are kind of in a upwards kind of trend there, which is awesome. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely had a period of time where things were rough and like bands were calling it quits and venues were struggling. But a lot of people were very supportive in our local scene around here. And so, we chose to release our music after COVID. And that was the right decision, because a lot of venues around here have been really picking it up in terms of booking. Some of them have new ownership and new management. So like Music Farm in particular has been booking bands, really good bands like, Seven Dust, GBH is coming. I mean, there's tons of them that you're sitting there like, really? They're coming here? So, my girlfriend and I have gone to see some great bands over there. She's actually at a show tonight seeing the band Cold, I believe.
Nice.
So anyway, lots of big name bands coming through that in the past I would have never expected to see. So it's cool to see a lot of these older bands still on tour and things like that. Bands that I've listened to that I'd think, oh man, I probably never get to see them play ever again, and then there they are.
Hell yeah. Now, as far as bands are concerned, inspiration is concerned, for people that weren't able to check you out when you were on the podcast before, going back, like, can you tell us about the formation of Anergy? what kind of influences you guys got coming into the band, what makes that sound.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, we have a lot of 80s hardcore punk influence and a lot of grunge influence. So there's more obvious bands like Nirvana or Rage Against the Machine that inspire our sound, but then there's less obvious bands like the Circle Jerks, Dead Kennedys, Agent Orange, a lot of that kind of, early hardcore or skate punk sound definitely influences us. Um, and that's what got us started, is we wanted to make music inspired by that kind of stuff, and we just weren't hearing it around us. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great punk bands in this town, but at the time that we started, there was kind of a low point in the scene at the moment. And so we just decided, hey, if you want something to exist, sometimes you got to make it yourself.
Hell yeah.
Between going to a house party and going out to the bar, I found my first lineup that way. I literally just went around and told all my friends, hey, tell everybody I'm starting a band. And people just came up to me like, oh, hey, well, I play guitar. And that was how I found our first lineup right there.
Nice. Now, I had a punk band on here from the UK that had no idea what I was talking about. So this might be out in left field, Gabe, but might not be. In Philadelphia, they do something called basement shows, which is big in the punk community. Do you guys do a lot of that there?
We don't have basements here. Unfortunately. So I'm a northerner by birth, so I totally get, like, basement shows are awesome. But yeah, here in Charleston, it's, everything's below sea level, so nobody has basements here. Gotcha. It's all hurricanes and stuff. It's not tornadoes, really. So if we did have basements, they'd probably fill up with water anyway.
Now, are you guys doing any, like you had mentioned, house shows? Are house shows a big thing within the punk community?
They are, and they always have been. There's less house venues around here now than there used to be. A few years ago, I could walk down the street and I could walk in one house, see a band. While they're setting up the next band, I could go to the house next door and see another band,
Awesome. Hell yeah.
That was how it was when I started. It's not like that now, but there's still a lot of people doing underground stuff. There's a abandoned bridge here where they have shows. They did one recently. They actually ran, the amps off of somebody's car. It was pretty awesome.
That's great.
Totally underground. I loved it.
Yeah, I think that was a lot of the charm of punk music, like kind of that anti-establishment feel, that kind of like surviving any way you can type of feel. Now, for you, growing up, what made you want to get into music? What made you want to do it?
I've just always been into music ever since I started listening to it. I mean, I think the first music my mom ever played for me was Mozart. And I just heard it and I was like, wow, okay. And I was just taken away by it. And I've always been taken away by music ever since, no matter what kind of music it is. But rock and roll speaks to me in particular. I like the honesty of it. If it has guitar and drums, I'm probably going to like it. I'll put it that way. And I've played different instruments in my life, but drums are definitely my favorite. I was in the marching band in high school and things like that. I marched a snare drum. So after that, it was kind of a natural jump to get into playing drums. And I started as a jazz drummer. But after doing that for about 5 years, I got to a point where I thought, you know what? I want to do something a little more, maybe a little easier, but more fun. And rock definitely fills that. I can play faster, which I really like the speed of punk rock a lot. And that's what I enjoy about it, is creating that speed and that rhythm and then just watching everybody go crazy. It's one of my favorite things.
One of the things I got to say about punk, punk I was not always knowledgeable about, but then I started really becoming pretty well versed in punk, and how much I love certain things that people were doing, like the Sex Pistols or different bands that would come up on stage and pin like pieces of bologna to themselves. Iggy Pop and the Stooges, like there's one video of Iggy Pop where he's like spreading peanut butter over everybody, and the commentators are trying to do this seriously, and I love that scene. Is there anything about that craziness that appeals to you as far as punk is concerned?
Oh, absolutely. No, I absolutely love it when a band just completely says, you know, basically, fuck all this. We're going to have fun. One of my favorite examples of that is that classic broadcast that I think Fear did. I think it was Saturday Night Live. They had Fear on, or I think it was
Yes.
John Belushi got Fear on somehow, and then they just completely trashed the studio to the point that their fans are completely trashing the studio to the point that they had to cut the broadcast. And to me, that is hilarious.
Now, I was at a, you might find this interesting or amusing. When I was in high school, I went with this girl from a different high school, and she was in this talent show. But the last thing they had play at that talent show was a band that played Nirvana right as Nirvana was getting big.
Yeah.
And they started ripping the seats out of the floor. They started like mosh pits, crowds start like, and the principal came on 3/4 of the way through the song and said, this is no way for anybody to act. This is unreal. We're going to have this band start again. And I'm like, are you insane? Like, those are the fun parts of rock as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, yeah, no, my favorite memories of any show are always when something crazy happened. Like, we had a show we played at Burns Alley Tavern years ago for New Year's with a band called Motormouth Maybell. And anyway, let's just say that show got so wild, they have a second floor balcony, and a guy jumped off the second floor balcony into the mosh pit.
That's awesome.
And apparently, I guess he survived,
Jeez, man, that's dedication.
Yeah, that's one of the crazier things I've heard about around here.
Man, so as far as you guys are concerned, as far as Anergy is concerned, you said that we talked a little bit beforehand. You guys are currently recording new music. Is the new music anything different than what you guys have done before? And if so, like, what makes this new music different?
Great question. So it is and it's not. And what do I mean by that? So if anything, I think some of the music we're getting ready to release is closer to what we've wanted to make. So I think we've gotten better instrumentally. I think we've gotten better in terms of our writing and in terms of realizing the sound that we were going for. But also, it's similar. There's a song we're working on that it's just catchy, and we just enjoy it because it's catchy and it's fun and it's funny. Like a lot of our other ones, we don't like all of our songs to be taken too seriously. We like to have fun with them. But also darker and more hardcore in certain ways. And when I say hardcore, I don't really mean modern hardcore, but like old school hardcore sound a little bit.
So you guys it's got that Anergy flavor, but you guys are evolving kind of to the next level of where you guys are. Now, how long have you guys been together?
We've been a band since 2016, so a little while now.
Same members the whole time? Has there been any kind of lineup change?
We have had some lineup changes. We've still currently got I'm still the same drummer. We've still got the same bass player. We've gone through 2 different guitarists, but that's all right. I've appreciated both of them. And actually, funny story, I guess I should tell you more about this, but we went on our first tour recently, and we involved our previous guitarist. He came with us on the tour and had a great time. So, yeah, it's very... we've learned to be more flexible. I think that's the key to bands surviving these days is, it's cool if you can have the same lineup forever. But yeah, you can't always do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even the bands that are like in the national spotlight change members like ridiculously. So, with everything that's going on with you guys, what is your hope for 2023? How do you guys want to kind of see the year wrap up for you guys?
Well, as it is, we feel pretty good because our first tour was honestly successful, which I feel like by itself is an achievement. I think we actually made money, which is hilarious. But yeah, we pulled it off with the help of friends in the underground, with help from venues that were willing to book us. And you were talking about Nirvana earlier. We've enjoyed, there's one cover song we do with Nirvana. It's Territorial Pissings. And so
Nice.
one of my favorite moments on tour was seeing video from a house show we played in Columbia, South Carolina. People went completely insane for that song. And you think about how old that song actually is.
Yeah.
But everyone in the room knew it right away and just went completely nuts when we played it. So honestly, I feel like already we've made a lot of great progress, just having a great time in 2023. And I'm hoping that before the year's over, we can get another video or two out of the pipeline and at least some more songs out of the pipeline that we're working on right now.
Nice. Now, as far as music, as far as social media is concerned, how do people go about finding you guys?
So we've got an Instagram that we're pretty active on called Anergy Band. No space or underscore or anything. We've got a Twitter, same handle. We've got, obviously, we're on Spotify. We're on all the major, platforms you can listen on. We're even on Pandora Radio, believe it or not. But yeah, the best ways to follow us and see what's going on are like Spotify or Facebook. We've also got a website, energyband.com. That's our new website that we just made this past year. And so I update on there with news and stuff, and that's got all our latest shows on our schedule coming up.
Now, my last question for you, Gabe. Any favorite places to play, whether it be in South Carolina or elsewhere? Any favorite venues to play? Any favorite
totally.
stories from being on the road?
Yeah, so there's a venue that we really love to play called the Melon Barn in Greer, South Carolina. It is exactly what it sounds like. It's a barn in somebody's backyard. But what they've done is they've made a sound booth, a stage inside with lights and everything. And they have I'm talking really rocking shows in there.
That's awesome.
There's a lot of great bands that come out of that scene up there and things like that. So that's one of our favorite places to play. Every time we play there, it's just a fantastic time. I encourage bands that are on tour to look up the Melon Barn. They've also got a Instagram. That's the best way to get in touch with them. Another place we had a lot of fun playing was actually, so there's a booking group called the Sanitary Collective. They book at a place in Savannah, Georgia. I think they book at all kinds of places in Savannah, Georgia. We played at the Abercorn Diner. It was literally a punk rock show in a parking lot. Super underground.
That's killer.
But a ton of people showed up. We had a great time. So those are some of the cooler places that we've played. We had a fun time playing Flicker Theater and Bar as well in Athens, Georgia.
Nice. Now, I know I said that was my last question, but I got one more. As far as upcoming shows, are you guys scheduled? Do you have any upcoming gigs that you would like to put out there?
Yeah, we're playing Myrtle Beach this Saturday at a venue called Gator Tales. So that'll be our first time playing Myrtle Beach. We're excited about that. We're set to play Atlanta on May 6th, and that's a memorial show for our friend Jesse Crust. And that we're going to dedicate our song Jail Tonight to him at that show coming up. There's a bunch of bands playing that one, and the entire show is basically made up of friends of his that went on to start bands. And so we're all coming back together. Yeah, we're all coming back together to just throw down and make it a kick-ass time. Yeah.
Now, as far as getting tickets or anything are concerned, how do people, like anybody that's in that South Carolina area that wants to come out to that, how do they go about getting tickets?
Honestly, they're at the door for those shows. I don't think that the Star Bar show in Atlanta on May 6th has an online way to get tickets yet. They might soon, but if you follow what they're doing or what we're doing, we'll post about that because that's still a little ways off. But yeah, at the moment it's just at the door, and they're not crazy expensive tickets or anything.
Awesome. Gabe, thank you so much for being here, guys. Make sure you check out Anergy. Man, much love being here, brother. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your week.
Thank you. You too. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. All right, guys, that was Gabe from Anergy, man. I can't speak any higher about the band. If you're into punk music, if you like rock music, guys, those guys are awesome. Make sure you check them out. They're available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or Apple Music, things along those lines. Make sure you get out there and check them out. Now I know who Minor Cosplayer is. Let me tell you a little bit about this. I wondered last show who Minor Cosplayer is. This person says also you need to wear your Pokemon Hawaiian shirt. So, the lovely D decided this past weekend when we were out that she would buy me a Hawaiian shirt because I collect them. I have 67 Hawaiian shirts to my name. And I will say that within those 67 shirts, I try to always bring new ones in, get rid of old ones. She went into Box Lunch, which was a store at our local mall, and came out with a Pokemon Hawaiian shirt. Now, I know jack diddly squat about Pokemon. She is an obsessive Pokemon Go player. She knows everything there is to know about Pokemon. She brought that out and gave it to me and matching shorts to go with it. So I will be rocking that, but not right now. Next, it is my oh, wow, I've been recognized. Yes, you have. All right, guys, it is my pleasure now to introduce to you the April Rock and Roll Union Artist of the Month. These guys are getting ready to throw it down this coming Saturday. Man, I am excited to welcome Carte Blanch. Guys, thank you so much for being here.
What's up, bud?
Dude, much congrats for Artist of the Month, but really excited for Saturday. You guys were handpicked by Sick Vicky. When I went to get a second show from Sick Vicky, and I said, so is there any bands out there that you would like to play with? Anybody at all? And you're like, you got to put Carte Blanch on this show. So I was like, okay, it was a no-brainer. We put you guys on there, and there it is, man. You guys, we have a Scorpions tribute kicking off the show. Scorpio, they play one of our very first live events, but then it's all about Carte Blanch, all about Sick Vicky. Guys, thank you so much for playing this coming show, man. It's going to kick ass.
We appreciate you guys having us. We're first of all, we're looking forward to it, and it's a big night for you all there at the Firehouse. I mean, at the club, 5th anniversary. Listen, for a rock club to survive 5 years, that's a monumental thing, especially during the pandemic. So we're extremely proud to be on that bill. It's good to play with old friends, and we're gonna bring it. And we hope to see. We're rehearsing right now. We're in our little jamming room, Vince. If you give them a little tour here, we're getting ready.
At the Wall of Marshalls.
Yeah.
There's Rob and Sean.
And bang. You know, I am here. So we're getting ready. We're getting ready for y'all. Can't wait to do it, man. Can't wait to get to Mount Holly and blow it up.
Not sure if you guys could see the comment that's on there. Pat Shoemaker saying you guys kick ass.
What's up, Pat?
Patty.
Man, and oh man, I don't even want to know why. Oh man, we have somebody asking why do blondes wear underwear.
I don't know why the blondes wear underwear. Where's the answer?
Listen,
I'm waiting to hear.
Tell you this, blonde, I've been a brunette, and blondes definitely have more fun.
So, just quick question. As far as you guys are concerned, I mean, this is kind of like a throwback to the Galaxy days, to the Bonnie's Rock days. And before I go further, it is to keep their ankles warm. Blondes wear underwear to keep their ankles warm. Good old Tizzy.
Makes sense to me. How about you, Vince?
Yeah.
But going back to the Bonnie's Rocks, the Galaxy days, man. Now, have you guys been continuously together since then, or has there been any kind of break?
We've been together. We've been together in the fact that Vince and I have been together for 35 years. We were a trio when we came out. Chop Volpe was our singer. We've now got Rob, but Sean has been with us. We've done the biggest shows we've done as a band. You know, Vince Neil shows with the Tres Rios tour. We've done the Rat show with the Rat guys, and
yeah,
couple times with Rat, Hard Rock in Atlantic City, and most recently the Joe Perry show at the Hard Rock with we did one of three 3 shows in North America with Joe before he went back on tour with Aerosmith. So it's Sean, who went to school with Vince and I. Actually, Sean and I were in the same kindergarten class. Miss Bourget. Shout out to anybody who remembers Miss Bourget.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys go that far back.
Yeah. Way back. And Rob. So this is great, man. And we're, it's nice because we all gel, and it's been beautiful. So we can't wait, man. We really can't wait. We appreciate it.
What else is awesome is we also have in Scorpio another throwback. You guys are going to crack up when I say it, but Donnie Rocket, man, from back in the day. Donnie's part of that Scorpio band. So Donnie from Dead End Kids and things along those lines, he's coming up as well.
The open mic night now, huh?
Yeah, dude, he's doing great with that. So
Georgie and the kids helped. Well, they opened up. They played with us. They opened up for us at the Vince Neil show, right, Sean?
Yeah.
Or Sean. So the guys from Live Nation call and they go, "Yo, man, we really need another guy." I'm like, what about the Dead End Kids, man? He's like, "Oh, I love Georgie Rumble." And so yeah, we can't wait to see all the guys, man. I'm thrilled that I got perfect from smiling so much. We're happy.
Somebody said Donnie's a few days smoke free. That's a big deal for. That's a big deal, man.
Good for Donnie.
Listen, man, Grand Canyon started with a trickle.
So, as far as you guys are concerned, is there anything new that people can look out for, or are you guys making new music currently, or?
We're gonna play. Listen, we're gonna do 45 minutes, and out of that 45 minutes, I think 3 of these songs or 4 of these songs, we've only played a couple of them. We never played. We wrote
awesome.
Finished them together, and as a band, and there's a lot of new stuff in the can. So right after this show, we're into the studio with Mr. Ron Tagg, and we'll start producing some of this stuff. So. We got some bigger things planned for this summer. Some big stuff at the Hard Rock, and some other big places. But this is going to be a blast, man.
Man, I can't wait, guys. Tickets are still available from all bands. That you can get them online. You can get them at the door. Make sure that you tell the doorman who you're there to check out. If you're there to see Carte Blanch, out there to see Sig Vicky, no matter who it is. But guys, I am so excited to see you guys come out. And is there any way that people can go about finding anything out more about you guys, social media pages, websites, that kind of thing?
We are on Facebook. You can go Carte Blanch. Is it Carte Blanch Band, Sean?
Yeah, it's just Carte Blanch on Facebook.
Carte Blanch on Facebook. And YouTube has some old stuff on there. But like I said, we're getting ready to start recording, so we'll be.
Yeah, the old stuff is great. The old band, nothing to take anything away, but the new band with the 4 of us now is gelling great, and you'll hear all your old favorites, and you're going to hear a lot of new stuff. And I think even the old stuff
is fresh again.
It is fresh again.
It's fresh again.
Well, guys, I'm not going to keep you tied up. I know you guys are rehearsing and doing your thing, but guys, thank you so much. Congrats on being Artist of the Month, and can't wait to kick ass with you guys on Saturday night.
All right, see you all then. Thank you, CT.
Have a good night, guys.
You too, brother. See you.
All right, guys. So that was Carte Blanch live from their studio, man. Really, really excited about this coming Saturday night. So much excitement, so much good music. The new shirts are on sale, and it's going to be a special sale that night. These shirts are going for $15 a piece. 2 for $25. Normally, we sell the shirts for $25 a piece. We're going to sell them at a special price at the anniversary show. We're also going to have special desserts from Miss K's Cupcakes that are going to be out on sale at the Rock and Roll Union merch table. Make sure you come out, check that out as well. Guys, so much great stuff going on. Looking ahead to next week's schedule for our streamcast. Bear with me for 1 second. We have Who on Earth coming in, man, from Central Jersey. Really excited about those guys. Saw them a few weeks back hanging out in the crowd at the Stone Pony. So really, really excited. Somebody saying good stuff, Carte Blanch. Keep the rock rolling, brothers. Really looking forward to it. And with the picture, Tiz, I do know who it is, man. It's been a long time. I got to get you back in on this, man. And it has been a amazing time for Rock and Roll Union. We got so much excitement, so much good stuff going on. Make sure you come out this coming Saturday night. If you have been with us, whether it be a month or many months or years, man, come hang with us. The Union Fire Hall. It sounds like a firehouse. It was a firehouse. It got converted from an old firehouse into a concert venue, so it's no longer a firehouse. It's just called that. Really cool venue. Make sure you come out, check that out. There's also going to be Sick Vicky, Carte Blanch, Scorpio with Dining Rocket, George Allman, and all those guys. Man, going to be a great night. And tickets are still available from all bands. You can check out any of the bands' websites. Also, if you're looking for something to do during the day, go out and check out the break contest. This is for the Bamboozle Festival. They are doing the finals. I believe it's the Summers Point High School. But you can check out the break contest. Shout out to Steve Weiss, Rock Doc, who is in Black Rose Rebellion, that will be also on the finals of that show. So if you guys are looking for anything to do during the day before you come out, check that out. Also, somebody, like I said, guys, with things being the way that they are, I got to kind of look at Facebook to see who's commenting, who's doing what. Because it's, if you put comments out there, somebody puts up CT, don't know who that is, but what's up, my brother, sister, whoever you may be. If you go through StreamYard, they'll put your name up there. If you don't go through StreamYard, it's going to come up as an anonymous Facebook user. But guys, much love. Like I said in the beginning of the show, there is nothing more that you can do but show kindness to one another. That is what rock and roll is about. That is what Rock and Roll Union is about. We are about making things better, making things brighter for everybody around us. If you guys know, we are big on our Bill, dude, my brother, Bill Bonder from Shades of Grey, man. How are you? So we got a bit of a bunch of Shades of Grey people here with us, or former Shades of Grey. Guys, I love all you guys. But like I was saying, just show love and kindness to one another. Life's too short to go through harassment or craziness or putting other people down. And love is what we are all about. So, like I said, next week, who on earth will be with us? Make sure you come out Saturday night. If you're not having a gig, if you're not in the union, you're not playing that night, please come check us out, man. We got Sick Vicky, Carte Blanch, Scorpio, Desserts by Miss K's Cupcakes. The Rock and Roll Union t-shirts will be on sale. We're going to have a lot of fun. We got a lot of giveaways, a lot of freebies, a lot of stuff that's going to be going on that night. Make sure you come out. And tickets right now, if you buy your tickets online, if you buy your tickets in advance, they are $12 a piece, or they'll be $15 at the show, 2 for $25. So you can't really beat that, guys. So until next time, don't just leave it. Leave it better. Have a great week, everybody.